well, you're going to view neutral as now positive, and you're going to appreciate that state a lot more, even while you're in the suck.
Talking with famous people. Appreciating the state of neutral is something that I think is probably a defining quality between whether you're an optimist or a pessimist.
Well, it's all degrees. As soon, what we're calling neutral right now, if you go a degree down, what was previously neutral is now a degree higher, and you're going to appreciate that higher degree of health.
No, because there's actual positive and actual negative. They're not just relatives.
Well, no, they are. There is, everything's always in degrees.
Okay, but what I'm saying is they're not just definitionally relative. If I stab you in the leg, the negative of it is not negative only because it's worse than the status quo. It's inherently negative and negative in and of itself.
It's negative, but it's still not as bad as you stabbing me in the neck.
Well, that's true, but it doesn't make it feel any better in the moment.
If I was stabbed in the neck, I would look at being stabbed in the leg as something better. Yes, it's all relative.
But the point is, if you're stabbed in the leg, it doesn't matter if you're stabbed in the neck or not. It's still going to hurt in your leg.
Yeah, and I'm going to look at not being stabbed in the leg as the positive.
But you're focused on the meaning. You're focused on the meaning of it. The positive and negative.
You're focusing on the meaning of it. I'm focusing on the perspective of it. From each perspective, you're looking at it from a different degree, and there's always a degree higher.
Okay,
or lower.
But you don't have to look at it from a degree issue or a perspective issue at all to experience pain of being stabbed in the leg. It's an inherent bad.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's negative if, well, I mean, it's relative. Like,
it's not relative.
It
may be worse or better than something else, but it doesn't make it relative. It's absolute. The pain you experience is absolute, experiential, and fundamentally bad.
The pain, yes, the pain would be viewed as a negative.
But
what if someone was actually viewing the pain though as a feeling of being alive and they enjoyed pain?
I'm saying it doesn't matter how you view it. The experience itself of, say, excruciating agony is not a matter of perspective. It's separate in and of, right now as we're talking about it, is an object of analysis. So it's rendered into a representational form so we can talk about it. But we should remember that the actual experience of it is non-representational, and that the meanings we make about it come after.
Yes, but that's even with what we're talking about with regard to putting people who are depressed.
The feeling of agonizing pain is not inherently negative, because the meaning doesn't always come after. Because you can have somebody who feels that they need to be in agonizing pain because they, I don't know, some guilt trip for themselves and they feel that they have to do that. So when they are in agonizing pain, they're seen as a positive experience. So it is all about perspective.
It may be the case that people can enjoy some kinds of pain because of meanings. Oh, that's a nice one. That's looking fly.
So people who are depressed, who self-harm, are doing the right thing?
No, they're not doing the right thing. It's an inherent bad.
I think so, but previous arguments.
I mean, and look, the thing is, just because they might willfully do something doesn't mean they don't experience the actual pain. And it depends how painful something is, right? People can enjoy a certain limited threshold of pain, but nobody's going to enjoy having their body crushed by being run over by a truck or something, right? Nobody can possibly enjoy that. It's not meaningful to say that. It doesn't matter how much meaning you put into the experience, it's not enjoyable.
It's all from the perspective, though. So getting stabbed in the neck, a good thing. I don't view it as a good thing, and the majority of people wouldn't. But those are our perspectives.
What do you mean it's all from a matter of perspective, though? What do you mean by that? In what way does that limit our understanding of it or expand our understanding of it?
I'm just saying whether it's a good or bad thing is an opinion of the perspective of the person having it, because some will view it as a good thing, some will view it as a bad thing, and it's all opinion. We can't objectively say it's good or bad.
When we turn it into an object of analysis, though, we definitely use language. And in that capacity, you're right, you cannot make objective statements about the moral aspects of pain, physical pain. That's absolutely true.
feeling physical pain is inherently bad, even if the person like wants the pain, he enjoys it. Like there's people who do BDSM and they gain sexual pleasure out of it, but it's pain,
Look.
which brings into degrees.
Well, but listen to me though. But hear what I'm saying. There's a clear, bright line between pain that is desired as part of a larger script of activities designed to give pleasure, right?
Yeah,
So
where's the
it's-
clear line? Because everyone has a different threshold.
Let me explain it to you right now. I just explained that the clear line is not between degree of pain, but rather purpose of pain. So that if pain is purposed to serve a larger pleasure-giving activity, then it's not really pain. It's just part of that larger script. Now,
Yeah, but if
if
you
it's
want to talk about purpose, the purpose of pain is to let you know that your body is in some
no
sort of
purpose,
distress, which is a good thing.
pain doesn't have a purpose. People have
It does
purposes.
have
People have
pain does
purposes.
have a purpose. It's a signal. It's a sense from your body.
Okay,
and
that's-
there's purpose behind that.
Okay, well, so look, it is absolutely the case that as animal beings, one of our most basic meaning making understandings is to convert pain into meaning. And that's true. And it's also true that we have a physical reflexive response to pain that's automatic. So that's another reason why we know it's bad in any meaningful sense of the word.
You're giving it meaning as soon as you say it's bad, though.
Sure,
If you're saying
sure.
that we give it meaning, then pain is nothing other than
Okay, yes, I am giving it meaning
pain.
by saying it's bad.
No
You're
meaning.
right. No, you're right. I am giving it meaning. But the question is, which meaning ought we prefer? Is it bad or is it all just relative? Now, the fact that we can't make definitive moral statements about it being bad doesn't mean we can't make prescriptive statements about it being bad. And it is prescriptively bad to experience pain, as you indicate right there, when you say that people have a instinctual response to it or something, or that it's not even a meaning-based thing. What you're saying there is that it's prescriptively
between-
bad, but not necessarily normatively bad. And that's fine.
What's the difference between prescriptively bad and would you say instinctively bad?
Normatively bad. Normatively bad would suggest that there's a moral consideration to it. So pain does not necessarily have a moral consideration. It may or may
Okay.
not be moral in any given instance. To describe that pain is not necessarily to describe a moral component in and of itself. It could be accidentally incurred, in which case there's no moral component at all, for example, or lots of other circumstances. So we can't make objective.
Hold on. What's prescriptively bad mean?
Prescriptively bad would mean it is not in the interest of the being.
Okay, but prior to either of those, when pain is just pain, it's a signal. It's neither bad nor good. It's all relative to whoever is experiencing
Well,
it.
is it in the
Has no meaning.
interest? Before meaning, is it in the interest?
No, it's nothing. It's just
Okay, so it's
happening.
nothing
That's
else. Okay, so before,
it's- I
but
guess
so
you could say
listen,
it's neutral.
listen. Let's walk down this line. So before meaning, there's no meaning, right? You do agree now that experience comes first, right?
I guess yes. It happens. The event happens. Yes, you feel
And
pain.
and you're making the claim that in the experience of it, that there's no meaning, correct?
Well, there's degrees. It could be.
But,
it just
is there
happens, but
meaning
yeah,
or not?
it happens.
Is there meaning or not?
So when it first happens, no, it's just an event.
Okay.
Yes,
So what's
and
your
it's not-
point then?
okay.
What's your point you're trying to make?
My point is that you say that physical pain is inherently bad. You say it's bad, like it's negative, and I'm telling you that can't be the case. It could be neutral. It could be bad. It could be viewed as good.
An animal that has no willful attention at all, really, will still respond by avoiding pain, correct?
Yeah, but that's a good thing? You want to avoid pain. It's like a self-defense mechanism.
So then pain's a bad thing.
Well, no.
But then how is that a good thing? But you said
See-
avoiding it is a good
No, no.
thing.
No, avoiding the pain is a good thing. So that makes feeling the pain a good thing. It's a self-defense mechanism. Pain is a response to your body. telling
Okay,
you that
so
something's
feeling the
happening.
pain is a good thing because it
But-
allows you. Wait, because it allows you to avoid it, right?
No. I'm not taking a side. I'm just showing you an angle.
You're
I'm
showing-
telling you that's perspective.
Wait. Let's
That-
finish walking down the line. Let's finish walking down the line. So feeling the pain is good because it allows you to avoid it. Yes.
It can be viewed that way, yes, but it can also be viewed bad. It depends on the perspective, and that's my point. You
So,
cannot.
so sometimes feeling the pain, sometimes. Okay, so basically, what you're saying is that although the experience is clear cut. That we will not meaningfully ever link empirics to our understanding of it because it's all just semantics.
I'm saying what I just said, that you can't assign it to be either bad or good. It's all based on perspective. If that's what you sum it up as, then
Well,
yeah.
see, here's the problem. Even if you liked it, it's still bad. Like, even if you enjoy being stabbed in the throat, it's still bad for you.
It's prescriptively bad. You may be right that we can't make definitive normative claims about it because it's not necessarily transgressive in any sense.
It's all in the perspective, though. Like,
No, it's not. It's not all in the perspective. It is never good for an organism to be stabbed in the neck.
okay, it's bad for the organism. The organism will die, but that's based on the perspective. Like, maybe that organism wanted to die.
No,
Maybe the organism,
it's objectively bad for the organism. There's no organism that says, the best thing for me right now is an individual organism. There's no organism for the biology of which says responds well to being stabbed in the neck.
okay, you're saying stab in the neck. I say that that's bad, yes, but we're talking about just pain, just base pain. Yeah, it would be bad if the organism was to cease to exist due to being stabbed in the neck. Yes, that would be bad for the organism.
So is that
Pain-
inherently bad?
No.
Is that inherently bad, or is it just relative?
Well, that degree of pain, yes, because that pain was caused by something that is going to be life-ending for the organism. But pain in itself, no, it's not.
So
bad.
what if it's
See, I think
debilitating but not life-ending? What if it's debilitating but not life-ending?
I
Is it
think
still
pain
bad?
is a trigger for the
It's
body
different degrees.
to go into
Maybe that-
recovery mode.
This conversation started on the fact that there were absolutes within pain. That's where we came from.
Thank
So
you.
that's the point that Eric's made.
And I'm saying there's different degrees, I guess.
He's not denying the relativity of degrees. He's saying that there's an absolute in positive and negative, and that the negative is absolutely bad.
Well, coming from the perspective of the body, it would be bad if the body received damage, but the pain was a signal maybe for the body to do something, and it saved the life of the
See, I agree.
organism.
You're just trying to avoid the reality that I've already described the proper
No,
binary. I've already described the proper distinction.
Alert you that there's a problem with your heart. You go to
Look,
the hospital.
look,
Your life is
I've
saved. You didn't
already-
feel that pain, and you just died. Dude. That would
I've
be
already explained the proper distinction here, and you're just trying to avoid it at this point, which is there's a normative prescriptive distinction. You agree fundamentally that things are absolutely prescriptively bad to the extent that we are going to ascribe meaning at all, and those meanings are to mean anything, then we have to agree with that. However, I agree that we cannot ascribe those same certain definitive claims about normative issues. So the issue is really, frankly, resolved. To the extent that you disagree with that distinction, you've not given me any reason to doubt it, and you ought to agree with it.
okay.
Talking, talking,